everyone. Sorry for the very late stream. Is someone on Twitch to just see if it's playing? I believe it might be now, because it could just be a lag on my end.
We're good.
All right, we're perfect. Okay, sorry for the very late stream today. It's going to be a very short one since the DM was having problems and also technical difficulties as usual. But let me just go ahead and get through the announcements and we can get on with the chapter today because it's been a while since we played.
Woot woot.
Woot woot.
A woot a hoot.
A hoot a hoot. All right. Let me just double check. We want to give a big shout out to Little Dragon Corp, which is a Canadian-based dice company that has a treasure hoard of spectacular tabletop gear. You can find them on Twitter at LittleDragonCo1 to check them out. You can also use the coupon code PROBONUS, that's PROBONUS, to get 10% off your order. We also like to give a shout out to Cardboard Castle Games down in Georgia, who has good deals on trading card games such as Magic the Gathering and other tabletop games. And as usual, we like to thank Twitch and Streamlabs OBS for continuing to support gamers like us to bring you guys awesome content. Here at Proficiency Bonus, we have everything at the table to indulge in. We have D&D 5e modules such as Curse of Strahd and Storm King's Thunder. We have homebrew games such as Hollow Chronicles and Fabled Whisperers. We have Star Wars. We have talk shows such as Mystic Hour and Unstoppable Pigeon. So if today's show gives you too much of the creepies, take a seat in front of our other shows. And we also doing a Discord subscriber games. So if any of our subscribers want to come in and play D&D with us or any of the cast from any of the other shows, you can hop in our Discord and we can party together. We also doing something new that we are doing where you subscribers or anyone in the chat can give us inspiration or gold, anything you want to do to help players out or help me kill them. It gives you more gives you more chance to be interactive with us. You know, just the simple things that will make things fun.
I don't think I like this.
So, yeah, if you want to give either one a net one, if you want to give someone in the players a net one, that would be fine.
It's not helpful. It's not fine. Please stop.
But so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today, even though it's going to be a little short one. But we will still have fun and get this party moving. So we'll be right back after our opening. We see you guys very soon.
It's just so.
You sound so
And we're
conflicted,
back.
Yusuf.
Yusuf is going to be conflicted.
We got a little distracted.
It's fine, babies. So let me go ahead and get to the a little rerun. So it's been a while, but last chapter our heroes were escorting the caravan of William Watson and the other conspirators from Deadwood to the capital city of Mooriette. The journey has been long, but they had just entered the Ravenwood Forest, and it's been an interesting time. They were Delight and Vaughn were somehow transported to some other dimension or things where they were in a desolate landscape surrounded by shadow and darkness. As creatures of such things, these dark creatures came and almost assaulted our two interesting players. However, the paladin and the cleric both called on the power of their individual gods to shelter them from this horrific scene, and thus so they were able to be thrust back into their current day and were able to look around them and see that the other companions were very concerned for their well-being, as if because apparently they had just stuck still on their horses and their minds were completely blank. But they have to continue to traverse through this wood to get to the city, and hopefully nothing else happens, but we shall see. And this is where we are picking up. So Vaughn and Delight, you guys are back on top of your horses with Idris and Coriander and Lenora as well. And the other caravan with Gregor Alhem and everyone else around you staring at you as if you basically went catatonic.
Oh, real quick, are we considering the half hour that before
No.
the entire server shut down canon, or is that like a fever dream that we all had?
That could be canon. I just know during that time, since that entire video just got deleted, but that can be
I'm
canon.
totally fine with it not be because I don't remember.
Yeah, it could be canon. It depends on you. If you want it to be canon, it's cool. If you want to say something else,
I was throwing up during the time, so
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be canon.
Okay, so we can retcon that little thing, and you guys can carry it out.
The world blew up, and that's we just it. Hallowed Chronicles: A Realm Reborn. Hashtag not sponsored.
The hashtag not sponsored. Well, I just say, well, let's get going. Go over to gosh, I forgot his name. It's been so long. The guy who's supposed to be guiding us through the Deadwood.
Gregor Alhem.
Gregor. I say, Gregor. And I pat his shoulder for a bit of guidance of like, get us the hell out of here, please.
I will do my best. I definitely will get us out. Are you all right?
Yes. Quite fine.
All right.
Delight is just staring at Vaughn.
Yep. All right. He will go kneel down for a second and begin to observe the ground a little bit more before getting back on his horse. Let me just make a roll here. just go ahead and make this roll.
What's happening? I'm sorry. I blanked.
I can also completely blank, but Gregor is going to see if he can get you guys out of this wood.
The woods.
Straight because we ended up going backwards or taking a wrong turn somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did give him guidance, so can add a D4 to that roll.
Thank you, because he needs it. Huh, sound is pretty low for some reason.
My sound or sound in general?
Just sound in general. Oh, there we go. Alright, D4 to that roll. Okay. He gets back on his horse, and the caravan proceeds to move forward. Another hour passes as you guys continue to move through this very dark and mysterious wood. And another hour passes. Another hour passes. And you guys just,
Are we lost?
yeah, you guys feel as if you have passed this couple of tracks before. Is everything starting to look too much the same?
Oh, jeez.
Looks
Can we
like we're
not?
going in circles.
I do not need you singing Idris right now. Please.
Round and
Delight is
round
also singing, but
we go.
not
I
condescendingly.
Oh, was I singing that out loud? Sorry.
I am
I probably
upset.
wouldn't even know this. I know this if we're going in circles.
Roll me a perception check.
All right, let's roll. And that's an 8. I think I noticed anything.
No,
That's an 8.
you're still kind of dazed. You're just listening to the sound of the woods around you.
Oh, that's nice.
Let me do something for Lenora. Ugh. Okay. Let me see. I would like everyone to roll me a perception check, actually.
Okay, let me see. Let me write that. Roll that. Oh, I got a 13. Of course. I just suck.
18.
18? Okay.
16.
16? Okay. Coriander, what did you get?
18.
18. Okay. Delight and Coriander, as you guys are still tracking through these woods, you hear a voice.
No, we
As
It says, "Oh, follow me. We'll lead you out of here.
as Lee,
Follow me. Candy and rainbows, and we're fine."
you're fine.
Oh no.
I'm pretty sure that's what
You
it says.
a couple leaves brush past your faces. A gentle caress.
Oh, cool.
And it says, you hear a voice by your ear as the leaf passes. Keep your eyes on the ground.
Friend?
Do I also notice this with my 8, or did you want me to reroll?
No, with that 8 you don't.
Okay.
With that 8 you don't.
You don't get to be seduced by the trees.
Oh no.
And as you look down, you see that some of the roots begin to pull up and move, revealing a path.
Funny.
Around to see if anyone else is noticing this.
Coriander definitely sees it. Vaughn, what was your perception again? You said
It was a 13.
13? Okay, your horse gets a little spooked, and you kind of look down and see that these roots are beginning to move.
What the hell?
And Coriander and Delight, you do see that Gregor kind of places his hand against a tree and nods and begins to pick up pace.
Gregor, wait. I think we gotta go this way. I'm gonna follow the point to the path.
And he nods. Yes. Seems like it.
I say, oh, I didn't even notice that.
And as you guys begin to move in that direction, the roots begin to pull back and move as you guys pick up more pace. Within 30 minutes, you begin to see that some of the trees begin to space out. And the darken, some of the darkness and the heavy and eerie feeling of this surroundings begin to lift as you see the sun. Actually, the sun sets sky of blue and purple and pink begin to kind of grace the horizon. And as you guys break through the splintering of these very thin trees, you are finally welcomed by the grassy plains. The grassy plains of Mooriette. You see just a large expanse of farmland and tall wooden trees that kind of reach high and above the sky. And during that the season of basically spring, that you see that some of the trees are beginning to grow thick, lush green. And you see beyond, you see that this expanse of steel glimmer in the sunset, of lights speckle off in the distance. This before you, this metropolis, is Mooriette. Vaughn, you see this and you can only feel home, the sense of relief.
Thank you.
Coriander, you've only heard tales of Mooriette. You never actually made the journey here yourself. but even this, you kind of get the sense of how small you are.
Everything is so big here.
Yes, it is home.
I wouldn't call it home.
And Nicole, you hear Nicole behind you. Wow, so I didn't know how bright it shines. It's
Yes,
beautiful.
this is the beacon of our world, Nicole. Beacon of our world. Let's go.
You see a palpable excitement on her face as she kicks the sides of her horse and kind of darts off into the plain. And Gregor and them kind of just acknowledge like it's fine here. Like y'all make your way towards the city. And as you guys are passing down the road, you do see a lot more you see I'm sorry, I just saw the chat. Thanks, Lip. You see that it's just an expansion of farmlands. You see, even in this season, you see that people are working the land, and there's different sections of some people dressed in silver armor with black sashes over, kind of walking up and down the road. Vaughn, you know this as the Moor guard.
God.
You see some people on carts making their way further into the city. And as you get closer towards the city, you see that this expanse where the civilization is of this farmlands, and you see orchards. Sorry, wow, couldn't spell, couldn't read. You see orchards of red
Trees, the orcs.
orchards, or literally orc trees.
I was like, orcs grow
I
on
wanted to be
trees
orc
in
trees
your...
now. Like I
Yeah,
wanted
exactly.
to be canon. Like you
Canon.
should just go
Orcs
with
grow on
the
trees
canon.
in your world.
Yes,
orc
apparently
trees.
we are orcs are born from trees now.
Yes. Orcs are the true tree folk.
You see these orchards with bright fruits, and you see some are picking. And as Nicole kind of runs, you see that some of them are saying, "Good evening," basically agree. Kind of a friendly atmosphere. And as you guys get further, the road itself is more dirt, but it's kind of simple, but still extravagant in the different types of flora. And you see you see a couple of deers, you see little other creatures kind of move back and forth, kind of trying to take a little peck at some of the stray vegetation. Vaughn, you know this as the open ward. And as you guys make your way further towards the beginning, you see that as the city is elevated, that there are different type of layers to this city. And the first layer you upon is the open ward. And what kind of breaks this off from the other ward is that this layer is circled by rows of trees that kind of act as the first defense or the first wall to Mooriette. There's an archway where you see a couple of stairs that kind of act as a bridge as it extends further up into the city. And you know that as you guys are looking around, that this is a very, very diverse ward by the different color of flora and fauna. And as you guys reach that first arch, uh, you see closely on the outskirts of these rows of trees that there are stables, and there are multiple stables where some people are checking in carts and wagons, and see different farm hands. Kind of, you see one gentleman come up to you, accompanied by a guard, and he walks up to Gregor, who is at the head of this procession, and he speaks up. Good evening. I'm Guard Captain Gregor Alham from Deadwood. I'm supervising the procession and the trial of Mayor William Watson. And the guard is like, papers. He pulls out a rolled up scroll and hands it to the guard, who looks at it, reads over it very quickly, nods, kind of stands at attention. Enjoy your stay. We'll handle your carts and your horses for you. And Gregor hops off, and you see that his other guards, the Dwarven twins, the Orkash, Ebony, all dismount. And you do see that William and Richard and Angela, all exit the carriage, and with them you see that they are shackled together, and the Dwarven twins, Finn, sorry, can't forget the other one. Keep forgetting names. Marcus, thank you. Finn and Marcus take point. Thank you. Someone has to, because DM has a hard time taking notes for some reason. I have my own personal notes, but they're different. Marcus and Vin stand on either side and escorts begin to lead them through the first arch.
Delight will get off Steven and kind of give him a good scritch, and then just, all right, buddy, I'll talk to you. I'll see you soon, okay? And I'll just dismiss him.
All right. He
will return to the Feywild.
In a puff of poof, your Corgi dismisses back into the Feywild, and you notice that some of the farm hands, some of the stable hands are kind of looking like, that was new.
The light will wave at them.
They bow. Vaughn, you're used to this. You do notice that some of the stable hands recognize you, and they take your horse. But Nicole, she's just kind of like looking. You see Nicole and Ebony are kind of like chatting and pointing out different things. You see that Ebony is just talking to her about like the different things that she can do in the city. Just expounding, and a bit of excitement there.
Yeah, I'm talking to the stable person. I'm like, hey, Steve, how's the wife? How's the child?
Oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Thank you.
Excellent. Yes, it has been a long journey, let me tell you. And I give him a pat on the back, and I give him some coins. I give him like 3 silver.
Oh, thank you. May the Judge Bringer's law keep you peace.
As to you, I give a bow and I go on my way.
All right. And as you guys are following Gregor, they're ahead of you, but you see that you guys are ascending to the next ward, which is the Bastions ward. Now, what marks this section and what catches you off guard are the steel walls that separate this ward from the rest of the city. They are standing at least 5 stories high. And that you see that on top of the battlements there are cannons stationed every 3 squares apart. You see some of the guards walk back and forth, kind of looking down, doing their average rotation. And the archway to this is made of steel as well.
Strange question. Is there much greenery here, or is it pretty
The
much
greenery was in the open ward with the farmland and the orchards.
Mm-hmm.
That was mainly the greenery.
Okay. So Delight is visibly uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. The Bastion, you are surrounded by steel buildings, whereas in Deadwood, a lot of it was brick and wood. This is straight steel and metal.
Come on, industrial.
Yeah.
Would
let's
Idris have
go.
seen something like this on your travels?
You've never been to this type of city. You have been to different cities where you did see. You kind of used to more of like how Deadwood was, where it was on the verge of industrialization. That you see some of these buildings were being constructed, but this this takes you off guard a bit of how the light even reflects, and as you guys walk, even the bridges itself, the stairs, you see that there are railings, and you see that there are stone and steel lampposts that you don't see any form of wires or anything, but you see that a small flame kind of dances back and forth within these glass containers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's giving off a lot of light, surprisingly. And as you guys, yeah, it's an interesting thing seeing this. It's kind of takes you back. And once you pass that archway, you do see that as you guys are moving through this ward, it is highly militarized. This is you see mainly a lot of the basic soldiers. You see you pass training grounds where you see recruits are in training. This is not like the main military, but you can see that this is a very protective stance from the open ward. That if it was an invasion, these are the first people that will come in contact.
So I do turn to the group and say, yes, keep me updated on what's happening. I have to leave, though. I have to submit my report personally to the church. So I'll bid you guys adieu. We'll meet up later.
Okay. Which temple would you like to go to?
My temple,
Arathis. The Arathis? That's on the way. It is not in the Bastion ward.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I had to like split off from the group or something.
No, not yet. The temples that are in this ward is the Temple of Cord, which is called Mike's Grease.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are passing through. Some of them are. You do notice that that as you guys are passing through, Gregor begins to walk towards one of the barracks. One of the barracks, and you do see that he exchanges a couple words, and you do see William and the other prisoners are exchanged between these groups of guards. They go inside this very still made building with a lot of heavy guard around. Vaughn, you know this to be the prison.
Mm-hmm.
And it is, they vanish within these double doors. You do notice that the two doors and Kosh also decide to separate here as well, separate from the group to finish with them. Gregor, however, turns back to you and says, we are heading to the Candlelight ward, where we can get everything made for processing. If you would like, you can follow me there, or you can venture off wherever you want.
Well, I do have to be making my way to my own temple.
Yours is the next ward, so you will stop before the Candlelight ward.
Right. Well, the lights, Idris, Coriander. I don't know if you guys would want to follow me or follow him, but I do have to go to my temple and make some do some office work, if you will.
Well, both options sound
it's on the way. Y'all will be traveling together unless you want to stop here in the Bastion ward.
I was about to say. I'm sure none of the you guys would like to do some shopping, maybe exploring. I don't think there's anything in the Bastion ward for you guys, as far as that goes.
No. And what time? What time would the trial be and things?
This is going to be established once we go to the Candlelight. They have to go through processing to get everything done.
Okay, I guess I'll go there just to see when everything will be, and get some info. And then we'll go from there. Then Baldwin, you seem like you're pretty competent on your own. So
excellent.
All right. So you guys continue through?
As Vaughn just bites on something, he's just like, I do, yes, indubitably. It's like, Vaughn, are you well? What are you biting into?
It is a snack native to these lands, called Pockies.
Pockies? Oh, that sounds out of this world.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's move on.
All right. So as you guys continue to ascend, you begin to get the air around here begin to get a little bit more windy as you ascend further up. You are then greeted by the Mosaic Ward. The Mosaic Ward is the residential and merchant district of the city. And you notice that this is the largest of the wards since it houses the city residents and merchant. And you notice that as you guys move through, that this district, this ward, that it is separated by 2 rings. You notice as you get through the first little bit of a elevation, you notice that this is the everyday people. And we lost Mike.
He'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah. It probably restarted for him.
Yeah, there we go.
Mike? I think he's setting back up. Everything probably just got thrown off for a bit.
Yeah.
But this mosaic where all of you
Have for a
are,
long time.
except for you, Vaughn, but all of you are shocked by the various faces that you guys see. You see tall, draconic figures move about, chatting with each other, their tails dragging behind them. You see orcs offering their wares and speaking and chatting out at dinner. You see coriander. You see a couple of halflings as well move back and forth. You see many people that look like Delight walk around. And all of you, except for Vaughn, all of you are surprised by the mechanical beings of steel. You see some made of earth begin to trudge back and forth through the roads. Some are accompanied by guards. But you don't get the sense that these are mindless animatons, as they are also engaging in conversation with each other or other people as they pass. Idris, you see a couple of people that resemble the woman you saw back in Deadwood, the furry ears, the furry skin, feline eyes. You see some that looks more lupine. You see of just a mixture of various races and various creatures that you are not quite sure what some are called. But it catches you back a bit.
But I don't see that girl specifically, do I?
No, you just see people that may look like her in accordance, like her race. You don't see her specifically.
All right. Okay, because that's another thing. If I saw her specifically, you know, that's my good girlfriend. It's my good Judy. So.
I hate you so much. The first ring, you notice that this first level of this ward is basically the everyday people. You see some that may be merchants or kind of like the normal class, if you will. You don't see a lot of people. You don't see a lot of poor. That's what catches you surprised. You do not see a lot of poor, however. Like people hanging around or homelessness. You do see everyone kind of going about their day with a sense of urgency or direction. And as you ascend a little higher to the next section of the ward, you see a lot more green. You see a lot more flowers. You see a lot more sculptures. You see much more a creative flow to the city. And you see people dressed in more extravagant clothing as well. But Vaughn, you know that the Temple of Arathis is also stationed here, along with many of the other temples.
Mm-hmm. Well, my turn is coming up shortly, so I bid you guys adieu. I'll meet up with you guys later. I'm sure I'll find you somewhere.
All right.
All right, just be careful and
This is my
there
city.
before
I'm
dark.
fine.
Okay, before the street lamps give out. I don't know what.
What?
Bye.
I just shake my head and I just leave.
All right. You move. You stray off a bit, Vaughn, from saying your farewells for a bit. However, you guys, the rest of you, continue to move upward. where you see another set of some type of a divider. You see pillars. You see a pillar of marble as it shapes the arch. Again, now this one you see marble of a kind of a Grecian form of columns and archways. Not that Greeks exist in this world, but for architecture standpoint. This is the candlelight ward, where you see that this is, you might say, is a glittering jewel of the city. This is completely made to shine, whereas you see in the distance you see a set of spires kind of protruding towards the sky. This will probably be known, actually, Delight and Idris, not Delight, sorry, Coriander and Idris. Just roll me a history check.
History.
19.
19. What you rolled, Idris?
You're muted.
It's 15.
15? Oh, excuse me. Idris and Delight. You both, Delight, you have heard stories from some of the guild. That some of your guild and actually some of your countrymen have ventured to Mooriette specifically to visit this one building. And from the structures, the steel columns, you notice that this is indeed the Mooriette Academy. Idris, you heard of the Mooriette Academy as a place for all learned spellcasters and anyone of knowledge, a love of knowledge, a pursuit of expanding one's own mind and place in this world to venture. It offers the chance to develop education and magic and the arcane arts. Gregor rushes you, guides you further past, and you notice that a lot of these people in this ward is either dressed in a form of a uniform, different type of robes, or you notice that this also is an area where a lot of other people are dressed to the nines. Everyone has a specific stance. When they pass you, they give you a nod of recognition and move on. This also, you notice that this also has a different type of military a little bit. You do see the more guard, but you also see the individuals or groups of people dressed in uh, kind of a mixture between plated armor, but it's highly engraved with the symbol of a hawk on his chest, and you do see more. Their pauldrons itself are in the shape of wings that kind of sit out and spread out on their shoulders. This Gregor kind of notices, and Idris, Coriander, roll me another history check.
Nine.
9.
10.
10. As you walk by them, you kind of get the sense that you know that they are definitely different than the average guard of the city, but the name escapes you. But they are kind of stationed still as they are just watching. Gregor then leads you down some of the rows that leads you to a building, a dome-shaped building with steel beams and a marble crown that sits on top of this dome. This is the Candlelight Sanctum. The doors, you see a expanse and a large garden sits out front of different rose bushes that you assume, knowing that during this season, do not bloom. But as you walk by, anyone can give me an Arcana check.
Me.
Am I still with the group?
Yes,
sorry,
you are. Yeah, you just been moving along.
Arcana check?
Yep.
That one. No, I got nothing.
Okay.
11.
It's a 22 from me.
Alright. It wasn't a very hard DC, unfortunately, but to roll down that one. You know that this is not natural flowers. That these are somehow conjured from not this material plane. That something's off about these flowers.
And with my 22 are kind of can I get a closer estimate on what is off about the flowers?
Sure. You know that these flowers, simple roses, they kind of have an identifying shape, whereas these roses, or these flowers specifically, they span, they keep going in a spiral, but you notice that the leaves of these kind of fan out before closing again.
And are they in arm's reach, or they're kind of in the?
Yeah, they're in arm's reach. If you want to inspect it more, yeah, they're in arm's reach.
Yeah, I'd like to inspect it. Or at least is it, would it be wrong to pick one? I think I'm gonna pick one.
You notice that this could be considered private property, or
okay, all right. I was wondering if it was public, or it was a patch of magical flowers, or
yeah, and the flowers that surrounding this building, they're all like that. So.
Oh, okay. See, my country ass would probably just do it anyway.
Yeah, if you want to pick a flower, you can.
I think I would just pick the flower. Like I
Okay.
don't know if he has much experience.
An
with the way
alarm
cities
goes
work.
off.
As you pick
Right.
the
The magical flower, you heathen. I'm just like, I'm sorry, off with his head. Like, okay.
as you pick a flower from one of the bushes, you hear
Is it
laughter. You hear a
from the
soft
flower?
you hear a soft laughter.
Hello? Is I talking to the flower?
It doesn't respond, but you just hear soft giggles.
Oh my god. I'm like trying to look like, is it like,
You killed it.
I'm like, what in the world? What color is it again?
The one you pick specifically is blue with yellow spots.
Blue with yellow spots.
Yes.
Okay.
Can I take another look at these flowers?
Yes, I was just about to say, Delight, please you come over and take another look. You can roll me a nature or religion.
Oh, what am I? Let's find out. A 1, a 2,
3.
16.
16.
16 nature or arcana.
Okay.
It's higher.
Do you know that this is these flowers are called which is funny, Titania's laughter.
Where'd you get that? Like immediately like looking at it and looking around.
Well, I got it from this bush and I thought it was like really interesting. So I was like, let me pick it. Maybe I could put it in my hair.
What?
And then it started laughing.
Well,
And
yeah,
so I was like, hello?
Mom's laughing at you now.
I'm sorry.
What do I know about it?
Okay, you. I'm sorry.
Come again.
Delight, you growing up and being around these flowers a lot, you know that they are one of Titania's favorite flowers, that she enchanted them herself in her garden to basically bring life and more a general sense of silliness to whoever who picked these. That they're very gentle little dashes of her laughter and her joy is sprinkled on these flowers.
I turn to Idris and just like, oh no, you took a blue one?
Is that a bad thing? I thought it just
Yeah.
matched my makeup. Oh.
No, oh no.
Oh, what? I just put it down. I put it down.
No, you can't put it down. Don't put it down. That's the worst
I'll pick it back up. I'll pick it back up. What do I do? I don't know. I don't know what to do.
It's over.
Are you still laughing? Come on, little flower. Go back to laughing. Did I kill it?
It's still laughing.
Oh
You still hear a bit of a giggle.
It's still laughing,
It's
Delight.
still laughing?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Laughter is good. Laughter is good.
Part.
What?
Oh, don't worry. It'll all be over soon.
Delight!
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do.
I'm done.
Well, at least I'll look sickening and I put it in my hair.
Oh, that's okay then.
Delight!
So I just start laughing.
I start laughing as well.
Oh my god. Delight, Gregor kind of rub his temple, but you see a small smirk on his face.
I will actually pick up a couple more
Mm-hmm.
and hand them to like who else is around.
Nicole is still there. She's just been traveling with you guys. Ebony is also there. Coriander, Lenora, and Idris.
I will give one to Nicole and.
Of course, you said Nicole first.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. Fine, I give it to Coriander first. How about that?
I can't rewrite time, Delight.
Coriander, do you eat the
Give
flower?
it to Nicole, give it to Ebony, give it to Coriander. I will give it to everybody.
Okay. Nicole says, "Thank you," and she kind of holds up to her ear and hear the giggle. She's just like, "What in the world?" Keeps hearing it. It kind of just makes her laugh a bit. It's like almost contagious.
Mm.
Uh,
It's my mom's flower, and he'll just.
she kind of looks when you say your mom's flower, but oh, well, I think she did a good job on these then. They're very pretty.
Why are they here? I'm looking around, like, because it's cold iron. Like, this shouldn't be here, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So he's, like, looking around. Like, do I see who could have put it there, or, like, why it's there, or anything like that?
I walk up to the light. Is your mom, like, here?
Well, no.
Like, now? No? Oh. Who is your mom again?
Which one?
Both. Or the one that made the flower. Or grew the flower?
Titania.
Do I know anything about Titania?
Roll me a religion check.
Child, you making me roll all these things that I do not have.
You're asking questions.
Ooh.
I was distracted earlier, so I didn't understand what they were, but now I get it.
Ooh. That's a 2 from me. Which makes sense. Honestly, I accept that too.
Yeah. You assume she's a god. Or somebody really important, or maybe magical. You're not quite sure.
These are called Titania's laughter. All it is just to make you smile. And to sometimes play pranks on people.
Oh. And so your mother is like magic.
Well, yeah. Isn't everybody's?
I don't think so. I mean, like, maybe like they'll say that in like a metaphorical way, like, oh my god, like my mom is like magical. Like my mom probably wasn't, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
Pretty strong.
Like strong, like, you know, strong isn't like I could pick up a thing of books and like scoff at it, or strong isn't like I can destroy a building, or what are we talking?
He just looks at you for a minute and just like there's like a hard beat of silence, and he's just kind of like,
Oh, your mom sounds very interesting. I'd like to know more about her.
The mom obliterates Idris.
Mom obliterates. She just whispers in my ear, "No, you don't, baby."
Oh.
I'm sorry, something in my ear.
Well, it just kind of shrugs and he says, "Well, I mean, she's kind of around. That's really all there is to it. You give
so
gifts
like I said, she's here.
Well, no,
where is she?
She's not. I mean, have you ever lost something?
Oh, honey, you want to talk about loss?
Like a quill or a matchbook?
Oh, like something like that.
Or a book that you really wanted, but you couldn't find it. You knew you had it.
Yeah, all the time.
That's mom. Or at least one of us.
I think I'm more confused than when I got into this conversation.
When you lose something, it's usually one of us that took it. We'll give it back. We just needed it for that minute.
So you'd be taking people's shit.
Well, only if you don't give us something. That's part of why I'm here. People aren't giving us anything anymore. I mean, some people are, but most of the world isn't.
What? With all due respect, what are you? You're what?
I'm a satyr.
Do I know what that is?
Idris, you know he's not a satyr. You know he is a tiefling, but
Okay.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, there was all these other tieflings around. Did
yeah,
you,
this
think
city
they're satyrs too,
you
though?
see that there's plenty of tieflings walking about. You have encountered them before. You literally bought a dress for Lenora from a tiefling.
From a
so
right, but like I thought maybe he's like a shapeshifter or something. I'm like, what are you shapeshifting?
No.
Like what's going on?
I mean,
I
you know that they're not a satyr. You know.
Okay.
Like, it's not a
All
satyr.
right. Okay. Well, why aren't people giving you things? You and your mom.
I don't know. Well, there's not as many of us anymore.
Of you and your mom?
No. Fae folk.
Coriander, are you listening on in this conversation?
Yeah.
You could roll me a religion check.
He is totally fine explaining this to you, and he is probably not aware that
23.
other people could
23.
listen.
You know that Titania is literally a Fae goddess. You know that she is queen of the, I believe, Summer Court. I believe.
Yes.
And that she exists, her plane of domain is in the Feywild.
I don't know what it is.
I tell you, his mom is a goddess, I believe is what he's saying, although he sounds like a thief. It sounds...
Oh no, we give everything. It's borrowing without asking.
Theft.
We give it back. If you hadn't to look for it, would you have needed it?
Eventually.
Oh, you were really using that third book from the left.
Yes, I was.
It's very specific.
Not at that moment.
So you a demigod?
No.
Oh, so
Silly.
you... Oh, so it's like a thing with your religion, like you call your god mother.
No.
It makes sense.
But
And I look at Coriander. I look at Coriander like, help me. I'm trying to
Adoption is a
understand.
thing.
Oh.
Everybody helps raise everybody. I'm someone's dad.
Oh. Well, bless your
We
heart.
call every elder is mom, and every mom or dad or uncle or grandpa or grandma. Everybody works together.
And can I be auntie?
I mean, sure.
Okay, I like this Fey Wild Folk thing. I want to know more about it. I want to go there one day. Especially if
I don't
there's
know how I
like
feel
these
about
really
either
nice
of you having
flowers.
children.
to be honest.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes, I do.
Well, do you think you will be better at raising children?
I have 2.
You do?
Oh, there looks like there was a network error.
Yeah, I had to reset for
no.
that.
Of course, as soon as he talk about his children.
Oh, we back.
Yeah.
We're back.
I need to protect them from the world.
Okay. We've been traveling for how long? And I've never known that you had children?
By the way,
For
you guys
good
are...
reason.
I'm assuming you guys are still walking, carrying this conversation, or...
Yeah, no, this is...
Okay.
We're like
conversation.
Okay.
And if anybody else is asking delayed questions, he's happily just explaining. Like, it doesn't...
Nicole is just listening, and she kind of just like... Let me see something. Yeah, she doesn't know shit.
Okay.
What's the Feywild? What is that?
Oh, it's kind of like here, but it's a lot greener. It's there's trees as far as you can see, and mushrooms, and thousands upon thousands of elves and eladrin and gnomes and
Elves? There's like a lot of elves there?
well, not as many as there used to be. A lot of them actually traveled out this way. Only some of the more important ones decided to stay.
I don't think
That was
I.
thousands of years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've only
You're
actually
really big on your history.
met like one elf before.
Mm. A lot of them have moved on and moved to different places. It's actually not very common for a lot of us to leave anymore, but a lot of times when people are coming back, sometimes people like me happen.
Oh,
We find children that are abandoned and we help them. And then we raise them and we send them back out.
oh.
Oh. Well, that sounds lovely.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's.
And you definitely need to eat the food when you go.
Oh. Oh, is it really good?
No, it just means that you can stay there.
Oh, like
Oh.
permanently, or like you can come back and forth?
The light actually stops for a minute. He's like, I don't think anyone's ever asked that question.
Well, when you go back, just ask that for me. And
Mhm.
and at this point,
Wow.
This is awful. This is just horrible.
and at this point, you guys enter the candlelight sanctum. The double doors open up, and you guys are greeted by the inside is extravagant. You see kind of a tan colored wall paint with elegant marble trimmings at the bottom. You see different paintings are on the wall. You see benches are outlined against the wall with doors leading off to separate rooms. You see a group of numerous people kind of move back and forth. This is a pretty busy building, it seems. And Gregor walks up to the reception desk where a female orc woman sits. And you see thin wire spectacles on her face. She looks up. Her hair is done in a very short bob, and she is also dressed in like a nice jacket, a nice tunic, and she looks up at Gregor. Can I help you? Gregor, yes. I'm here to speak with Representative Aurelius Torben. Do you have an appointment? Yes, our Captain Gregor. Alham from Didwood. And she kind of opens up this ledger. And she looks down, kind of trails her very long fingernail down the page. Oh, right. Captain, just give me a second. She closes the book with a loud thud as she gets up, and it goes down a hallway. You guys are just looking around, standing there, and within a minute or so, the receptionist comes back out and takes her seat, and another figure comes out from behind her. You see of a very tan-skinned individual, very sleek black hair that trails behind down to their slender waist. They have broad shoulders, but a very delicate looking features with ice blue eyes as they look over all of you. You see a little bit of a crow's feet at the eyes, but they smile heartedly and they are dressed in a white robe. God, Captain, it's a pleasure to meet you again. And they shake hands. Everyone can roll me a perception check real quick.
16.
16,
13.
13.
Nine.
9. Delight, you're the only one to see this. You see as they shake hands, they kind of hold hands a little too longer than a normal handshake, and you notice the same ring you see on Gregor's hand, the Ouroboros ring, is also on this figure's hand. And
Who is this figure again? I'm sorry.
this is actually this figure speaks up, and after shaking Gregor's hand, looks to all of you. It is nice to meet you all. I am Representative Aurelius Torben. And they bow their head very very low in a very respectful way. And they look back towards Gregor. So I'm assuming this is the adventurers that help you in the investigation back in Deadwood? Yes, they... What is your guys' names, by the way? Y'all never said nothing about a name, right?
The Hollowed.
The Hollowed.
The Hallowed? Okay.
That's what we've been talking about privately. I don't know if we ever actually said it or agreed on it, but
I feel
I'm
like
gonna
because
say we did.
Yeah, I feel like we should just go with that. I feel like the majority of us is just none of us came up with any other ideas. So
Yeah.
the Hollowed.
The
I think
Hallowed.
this is fine.
Okay.
I mean, I said the Fun Time Crew, but everybody kind of shot that down.
Maybe not this time.
Maybe not this time. It's this is
Gregor extends a hand in a gesture presenting you. This is the Hallowed. They were able to discover the sinister plot and actually save the children of Deadwood.
I whispered to somebody, "Oh my God, that's our name. That's kind of cool."
Well, you are dead, like a hollowed ground.
Yeah. Oh, I love that for us. Okay. And I pat the light on the
And
shoulder.
like,
Are
the
y'all
2 people
whispering
are dead,
this?
and the rest of us are priests. It's great.
Are y'all whispering this?
Oh yeah.
Roll me
Yeah.
a sleight of hand check.
And
Sleight of
I have
mouth?
to sleight of mouth. Yes.
Yeah, sleight of mouth, please.
why are y'all like this?
I have to acknowledge it. It's the first time we've been called it in the game. 16.
15.
Okay, y'all had 15 and 16?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Aurelius looks at all of you and nods. Interesting name. But on behalf of the city of Mooriette and the Emperor and Empress, I thank you. And they bows again with a hand over their heart.
I like slightly lean forward like this. I don't know what the proper thing to do is.
Now, I believe that the mayor in question and his compatriots are being held down in the bastion. Gregor nods. Yes. All right. Aurelius looks back at all of you. So I assume that you will be giving your testimony against the Mr. Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. What's the testimony we have to do with that? What's
Like a
going on?
trial.
Oh,
I love that Delight
You
had to
tell
tell
them
y'all that.
I don't do trials, but okay.
Light is not dumb.
He's not dumb, but I just love that Delight had to tell y'all that. Like,
I never had to testify before. I'm dead. Like,
I'm dead. I never testified in my life.
right? I never testified in my life, honey.
Testify.
But
Testify.
Aurelius nods. All right, I will begin the paperwork. I believe the trial. They kind of think back, as if you notice that their eyes kind of dart back and forth, as if they're like you can basically see their thoughts of how they're thinking. They're just very quick. I believe 10 in the morning should do well, because the Emperor and Empress would love to hear what Mr. Watson has to say for his transgressions. But I will handle the paperwork, and we will see you back here at 10 in the morning.
10 in the morning.
And their eyes kind of drift off a bit towards Nicole, and they blink for a second. Oh, I apologize, my dear lady. Nicole, you've grown up very well. And you see Nicole kind of blushes for a bit and be like, yeah, I've done well, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't really know you? Aurelius is like, oh, it's been quite a time since I ventured to Deadwood, but I knew you when you was little.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole was like, oh.
I mean, you got to go to see your husband, right?
I'm sorry?
You're wearing matching wedding rings.
Oh, he's not my husband. Just an old friend, actually. And Gregor kind of rubs the back of his head, kind of a bit of embarrassed a bit. Yeah, I'm not married.
Sabotage. I understand.
What? No. And Aurelius kind of just gives out this laughter that, for a moment, all of you guys kind of, it seems a pleasant laugh, a very light and feathery laugh. No. Yes, I've known Gregor almost 20 years now, but we are not married. And we are not a couple, unfortunately.
Mm.
Gregor is just like, why you gotta say unfortunately like that?
Right.
So
That is
tomorrow
unfortunate.
at 10.
Yes, tomorrow at 10. And you notice that this Aurelius is not embarrassed by this conversation at all. It's very just like casual for them.
I don't know how. This is very awkward for you. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this is getting into y'all teas. It's getting a little much. It's tomorrow at 10, and I do like a little bow like they was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, all right, y'all. I'm gonna go to like the arcana section. I have some things I want to look into. And then I do another bow to them. I'm like, how many times am I supposed to do this? All right. And then I leave.
All right. Idris walks out. Aurelis and Gregor chat a little bit more before they dismiss themselves, and assumedly goes to Aurelis' office. Ebony is like, well, I'm going to probably find myself a drink, so I catch you guys later. And she kind of like dips out and just walks like with kind of a swagger. You Ebony is just Ebony. Nicole is just like, well, hopefully we can find some place to stay and at least enjoy the city before tomorrow.
Coriander? Where are we staying?
That is a good question, actually.
I don't think that was ever freaking. Nobody told us where we're going.
Coriander, this is general knowledge for you. You know, being a man of your station, that when you go to certain cities, that you can use your position, so to speak, to find quarters or lodging for your vacation here.
Not in my city. We don't worship no fake gods.
Excuse you, you're in your dirty temple.
Not your religious position, your political position.
My guilt.
All right.
Your political position. Jeez.
What are you saying?
And just by speaking with Aurelis, you get the sense that this will be the place to question or inquire about such lodgings.
I'm going to inquire about those lodgings, Aurelis.
All right. You go back up to the receptionist as Aurelis and Gregor had dismissed themselves. And she looks up at you. How can I help you?
I have questions about lodging for my travel group here.
Yes. What is your question?
So I was wondering, where would we be staying for the night?
She kind of raised an eyebrow and looks at you. I'm pretty sure you can find lodging down in the Mosaic ward. By the way, you are part of the Hallowed, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, you can find something down in the Mosaic ward.
Well, you see, I don't plan on staying with them for the entirety of this trip. As a member of the Samban Council, I was wondering if there's more upscale political lodging also.
Oh, pardon me, sir. And what is your name?
Yes, my name is Coriander.
I will lean over to Nicole and say, the what council?
She's just... You notice that Nicole is also kind of like had her head tilted, like, hold up. Like... There, she whispers.
We're just like, damn.
She whispers back to you. Apparently, he's in the. They're like the ruling people down in Somber.
Oh, are they sad?
No, it's. She kind of chuckles. No, it's the other country. Coriander, you see her move the other book aside, and you see her kind of like snaps her fingers, and you see another book kind of lifts off one of the shelves and drifts over and places itself in front of her. And she just flips it open. Coriander, coriander, sage. Oh. Cartographer's Guild, I believe.
Yes, correct.
Well, of course, you can find lodging as well. We usually keep diplomatic members and visitors up here in the Candlelight Ward. There, you can stay at
The Delight Ward?
Candlelight Ward. This is.
Oh.
Jeez. Jeez. I don't have my book in front of me. But I can
I
look it
thought
up.
you said Candlelight Ward. Like I'm just like, do you have that? Like, can you ward? I don't know.
Ward. What is ward a verb?
It's like that meme, like Candlelight Ward. Candlelight Ward? No, Candlelight Ward. Candlelight Ward?
I hate that meme. I love it though.
I love
Amazing.
She
love
looks
that.
back up to you. Yes. You can stay at the Marbled Kiss.
Oh, sounds lovely.
And she kind of goes behind and writes up something in a scroll, a small paper, wraps it up, hand it to you with a blue ribbon, and hands it to you. Give that to the
Thank you.
innkeeper, the proprietor, and they will set you up.
Thank you very much.
So we're staying there then?
I'm staying there. They have quarters in the Mosaic district, but give me a moment. I can write you a letter. If you find a cartographer's guild, I'm sure one of my friends will help you find some more affordable lodging also.
Well, if they are a part of your party, you can secure lodging for them as well for a small fee.
She said, I don't want to these bitches there.
Right, exactly. Coriander's like, bitch, I told you.
Well, unfortunately, I was robbed in the prior town back in Gloomeye, so I cannot pay that fee at this moment. So that is on them to find their own lodging at this time.
Understandable. And if that is all, Mr. Sage.
And that is all, thank you.
And she goes back to her work.
Oh my goodness.
I'll look at Nicole, and is it just Nicole?
Yeah, because Ebony just dipped. She just said deuces and left. Nicole, she thought about hearing the Marble Kiss. She's like, I'll stay wherever you guys are staying.
Well, I guess we have to find our own lodging since a short person's kind of rude.
I never said I was nice.
Well, just sticks his tongue out at you and says, "Where is the Marble District, or wherever it is that we can stay?"
The Mosaic Ward?
District.
That is further down on the lower tiers. Literally right before this.
Further down. Just, I guess, go there.
All right. Anyone who's looking, Coriander, Coriander, it's not very hard for you to find the Marble Kiss if you want to separate yourself from the group now or later. It's not hard for you. Especially if you show them and say that you're looking for the Marble Kiss, stop a guard, they will point you in a direction. But however, Delight and Idris, please roll me an investigation for whoever wants to find an appropriate inn, depending on what inn you wish to look for. What's your price
Oh,
range, basically.
I wasn't even looking for. I was
Yeah,
honestly
you
going to
left
the arcade.
somewhere else.
I left
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you
I
did
left
left.
beforehand.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
I
did
wasn't
left
even worried about lodging. I was gonna worry about lodging like later.
later. Okay.
Investigation.
Yeah, Delight, roll an investigation.
I was heading towards the Arcana district thing that you was
All right,
talking about.
15.
15. Okay. You find as you descend back into the Mosaic
Right back. I
ward.
gotta take my son to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, no problem. You descend back into the Mosaic ward and asking some of the more guard for questioning about lodging. They do point you in the direction of a normal kind of everyday inn. I've realized I keep looking for my book and I don't have my book.
While we're walking, Delight will ask Nicole, do you know anything about that ring that they were both wearing?
What ring?
The ring. It's cold iron. It's a snake eating its tail.
She kind of thinks for a minute. The ring that Gregor was wearing, right?
Mm-hmm. The other guy had one too.
Oh, I didn't even notice. I just from what I know, for about 15 years, he always had that ring. I think, excuse me. I think I heard Ebony talking about it before that it's like some type of old family ring or something. Some
family?
legacy. Or some organization, something weird like that. She didn't really say much on it. She said that she couldn't really speak about it. But that
Does Ebony have a ring too?
No, she said she was pretty mad about that she didn't have a ring.
Oh.
Okay, back.
She was pretty upset that one time she asked her uncle Gregor about it, and
Gregor's your uncle?
yeah, I know, completely took me by surprise when I first found out as well, because she's so fun and whimsical, and Gregor is just
very not.
Yeah. So, but
Ebony would do well in the Feywild.
Oh, do you think I would do fine in the Feywild?
He kind of looks her up and down for a minute and is just like, yeah, probably.
Cool. I think I would like to know more about it. I think I would like to visit it sometime when everything calms down, actually.
He'll stop and she says that and it's just like, don't actually eat the food when you go.
Why?
He kind of looks around for a minute and just kind of says, normally that means you can't leave. And I don't want you to get trapped there.
Oh. Right. Okay.
It's not a bad place. It's really not.
Well, why would you get trapped there?
Mom says it's to protect people. That this place is really bad. And that if we can save people and bring them to the Feywild for a little bit, then the bad stuff goes away, and then when they come back, their troubles are gone.
Oh.
It's strange.
Sounds pretty strange.
He looks around, it's just like, I feel like I've been around for a very long time,
Well,
but everything moves so slow here.
she kind of thinks on that for a minute, and you see her kind of like puzzling her brain for an answer, and she kind of just says, I'm not really, I know that there's different planes, but that I'm not quite sure of how time moves. To me, time feels pretty normal here. But so like, do you think you're like, how old are you?
He gets real quiet. And he's just, I don't know. No one's ever asked me that before.
Huh. Well,
I know my mom is really old. And my other mom, well, she's even older. But I think they said once I was... he actually like gets a little distressed, like he's not sure how to answer that question.
She kind of just like puts her hand on your arm and just says, "You don't stress too much about it. I mean, you don't look really old. I mean, you look fine."
I think Mom said one time, I've been around for 23 solar cycles.
23 solar cycles. So that's like 23 years.
Right.
So yeah, 23
But
years.
I've been around for 4,000 lunar cycles.
Oh,
I'm sorry, is this confusing?
yeah.
He like looks at her face and can read that she's like confused.
Yeah, and she's not doing too well on her roll. So yeah, she's definitely confused.
We can talk about, what was that book you were reading? And he'll keep going.
Oh, and she kind of trails off and begins to talk about the like what she hopes to do in the city.
He'll listen and just kind of like happy the conversation has moved away from the Feywild a bit.
Okay, so you do find an inn called Vine of the Lily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a normal, and it's not very extravagant. You see that most of the patrons here are like the traveling adventurers or people who are moving in and out of the town, out of the city. But a room here will cost only 5 silver a night.
Delight will be kind. And how much gold does I have? I'll secure rooms for everyone in the party.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's gonna be like, I can't pay you for everyone's rooms, but can I get some rooms for my friends?
The proprietor, who's a dwarven male, kind of looks at you and looks at Nicole. You must not be from around here.
No.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Sure.
Yeah.
19?
19? Okay. You know what? Yeah. Put down How much do you have on you?
He'll open up his pouch and just kind of, I think, 45.
45. Lenora is with you as well, so she does put down. She does pay for her room separately.
It's 5 silver.
Yeah, 5 silver apiece per person. Whoever wants
He'll
to.
put a gold piece down
Mm-hmm.
and just like.
Well, that will secure your 2 rooms, 2 or 3 rooms.
What?
Yeah, because it's 5 silver, right? Because a gold piece is 10 silver pieces. 2 rooms. So 2 rooms, yep. If you put 1 gold piece down, he will you
does
can
the
secure
math.
2 rooms.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He puts 3 down and says, 6 rooms!
Alright.
And he looks over at Nicole's like, stuff is really cheap.
He takes it, and Nicole kind of laughs at that and is like, well, yeah. And she'll put down a gold piece so she can have it for 2 nights.
Oh, we didn't think of that.
Starts to add up on you, huh?
He just realized, it's like, oh, wait.
Yeah, that's why she was like, yeah, and
Oh, and he'll
6
put it.
rooms?
He'll take 2 bags. So like, okay, for me then 2 nights.
all
I
right.
didn't understand math.
Okay.
I'm too gay for this.
He just hands it back. All right.
No, he doesn't say that.
And hands you the keys. And you guys have secured yourselves a room for the night and tomorrow night. And you guys have the trial of William Watson and his compatriots tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. And that is where we're going to end for today. It's a very short session. But I had to get them through the city. And again, sorry for the lateness, but glad for anyone who stuck around and just decided to chill out with us today. We will be back next weekend to
Excellent.
probably carry on the trial of William Watson and see where our interesting party is going to go from there. But have a good night, and if you guys find yourself in a long checkout at Walmart, please add your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, you clearly did not add.
I did not add my proficiency bonus, and that's a problem.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, and love you. Mwah.